boys. We thought we'll do a quick catch up with the two boys in quarantine to see what your journeys have been like and what you've been up to. So let's start with Riz. Riz, you took a Air India repatriation flight from Manila to Bangalore, right?
That's right, Zai. Hi.
So how
Thanks.
was your journey? What happened? Give us some perspectives.
So I was supposed to leave out on Saturday, the 24th. I've got and as per instructions from the embassy, we're supposed to be at the airport at 12 p.m. And by the time we actually got to the boarding, the flight was to take off at 5:15. We got to the boarding gate about 4:15. Unfortunately, the flight didn't take off. It got cancelled. They informed us around 8:30 due to a technical issue. It got cancelled. And thankfully, thanks to them, they accommodated us in a hotel in Manila. And same thing happened next day. We had to do all the entire process again. Got into airport about 8 hours early before flight took off at 2 a.m. Actually, Air India sent another flight from Bombay to get us there. So yeah, we flew out at 2 a.m. finally the next day, and got into Bangalore at 8:40 a.m. Yesterday.
So how long was this whole journey? 12 hours?
Oh, as in just the flying time?
The total process from the time you got to the airport to Bangalore?
Would have been about 16, about 17 hours.
With a stop in Mumbai, right?
Stop in Mumbai, yeah. So there was about, the stop was because the entire crew changes. The crew changed, the flight gets disinfected, entire flight was then cleaned. So that took about 2 hours.
So during this whole process, you had your mask and gloves and everything
Oh,
on?
For both the days, continuously. The day we actually flew out, I had it on for about 16 hours. Day one, I wore the gloves. It was a terrible experience wearing the gloves for about 8-10 hours. So second day, I didn't wear it. Your hands they get completely pale, some sort of sweatiness, and it's not too comfortable for so many hours. I don't know how the doctors do it, but
so you felt like you were in a hospital for 17 hours?
Yeah, if you see there's a WhatsApp forward that's there. It's a very pretty cabin crew at the aircraft, which says getting into an aircraft seems like you're getting into an ICU, and that was a much prettier forward, but that's how it is. Everybody's in their PPE suit. You cannot interact with them unless for safety reasons. On an international flight, the food packets kept under your seat. Of course, I didn't eat anything or didn't touch anything. I tried to restrain myself to go to the washroom as much as I could. That's the easiest I think you can get, catch off some sort of.
Was the flight full?
Pretty much 190%.
Oh wow! Okay.
There's no social distancing as such. So you got to take your own precautions. Don't take off your mask. Don't touch anything that you don't want to. There was no in-flight entertainment. No service at all. Which is expected. All of that was expected.
So, but are you glad to be in this hotel at the end of this long journey?
I am. I think I knew that what I was in for right when I started off. So you got to be prepared. You got to be patient. Otherwise, you can lose it easily. And just a thought that you're going to meet with your loved ones, family. I think that's all worth it. It's a nice place we are in here.
Where are you exactly in Bangalore?
So we were given the three options. One is you choose between three categories: 5-star, 3, and a budget hotel. I took up the Taj Yashwantpur.
Okay, so this is for international flights, right?
It's for international, yes.
Okay.
So there are lots of options. I think the only 5-star that does across India is the Taj.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do it. So yeah, thanks to them, because it's not easy. It's not easy for the people working in the hotel. Also, just like to call out Air India and the government of India. I think massive job, amazing job done. Repatriating so many lakhs of people outside. I don't know of any other country or airline doing it in this scale.
That's what I've been hearing from friends in Singapore who took the early repatriation flights. They've been super impressed by the organizational efforts.
Right.
That's awesome.
Even the cabin crew, they're working there. Their life's at risk.
Yeah.
Right? So
So how many cabin crew did you have on this flight?
The flight that actually came, the first flight that came to pick us up, we had about 24 in that. We didn't eventually fly back on that one. But then I met up with one of the cabin crews, and the first thing I asked him, why do you have so many people on board a flight where there's no service really? So one set of cabin crew, they commanded the flight and came from Manila, so from India to Manila, because apparently a lot of fatigue gets in. Then they take rest, and the other crew takes over to fly back.
Oh, so they fly with the backup crew,
Yeah,
and
yes,
the first flight
that's right.
crew takes
Yeah.
rest on the return.
Typically, on a long haul flight, what would happen is the crew would get to take some rest, overnight layover. But this wasn't the case. They were coming all the way from India, and they
Yeah.
had to leave in a couple of hours.
Right. And did you see any difference on the international sector from Manila to Bombay to Mumbai to Bangalore? Or was the
Not
process
really,
the
not
same?
really. The process was the same. I think they have strict SOPs, which is great. Everybody followed that, including the PP suits, and it isn't easy. One thing is the flight's extremely cold in the flight, and I think one of the reasons, yeah, one of the reasons for that I think is because the cabin crew is in PP suit and it gets really warm for them. So that's why the temperatures are fairly low in terms of
On the contrary, were you protected? Of course, there would be no additional blankets and whatever, right?
No, there's no blankets. The only thing that's available additional is a bottle of water, which you need to go and pick up yourself.
Okay.
And yeah, I had my jacket. So anybody traveling, domestic or international, carry enough warm wear, whether it's footwear and jackets or anything.
Right. Domestic reminds me, where's our friend Suresh Kini? He's become invisible. Kini, I hope you're not eating lunch. Can you show yourself?
Yeah.
Are you eating lunch?
While you guys were discussing, so I just
So tell us about your journey then. You flew from Bombay to Bangalore and you're at the Leela, right?
yeah, that's
So
right.
how's it going? What made you take this domestic journey when you know you have to be quarantined for 7 days?
It's all about seeing our people. It's been almost 2 months that I have not seen. Forget our own people. It's quite tough to go outside in Bombay as well, because when we started working from home, just much before government had given the regulation to close down, it was March 12th, and from March 12th, of course, being the educated lot and informed lot, we knew how it is going to come. So the best idea was to keep yourself inside. So we started on 12th, and slowly, when you seep into comes almost close to the 60 days. If you are unable to do what you are used to do all your life, and confronting yourself to a room and television and Zoom calls and video calls, whatever best you can do, it has its own limit. So the moment you get slightest chance that you can again reunite with your family, and you can do that, you would of course take it. I was not very sure should I do it now or just wait for the 7-day quarantine or whatever the government to loosen up on those things. But there are some other issues which we are seeing in Mumbai specifically. The numbers are going up. It's not going down for sure. And we are in a stage where the people have come to a situation that they want to, go out of their houses and do whatever they want to do. At the same time, the signs are not looking great. It is going back to worst. So government can't keep people inside for very long. They have to open up the economy or the businesses as usual. And while that is happening, the now counts are going to go high. I have seen quite a few of hospitals which is next to my closer to my house. There is a quarantine center hospital as well, very close to my house. The scenes are not great over there. The reason is there are a lot of patients who are there, and the hospitals are in above capacity to absolutely stressed. They don't have much of medical workers as well. So while this is going on, we may come to a situation in Bombay if we don't want that city to go through this, but then they may have to force stop it later part, or it is just going to be berserk and people trying to save their loved ones and not able to take them to the hospital. Simple case, I'll tell you, one of our friends, uncle who was complaining of breathlessness and less hemoglobin, they were checked in the local doctors, and local doctors said that, why don't you get a COVID test done? COVID test, before that they had asked for CT, MRI and those things. So when they got into a CT, they found out that he has pneumonia, and they suspected him of having corona. They instantly took the report, pushed him out, sanitized the whole center, and then they were looking for hospitals. Now, none of the hospitals are ready to take anybody. There is a waiting list for people to be admitted. Now, while people have to get admitted, waiting list, we don't know what is their present condition, right, in terms of their oxygen saturation or their vitals. And imagine the situation where you have to have someone horizontal in the bed and you're not able to put them in hospital. So what's happening right now in Bombay is they are getting the rental services coming in. Rental services are where the doctors, if they are passing by, they'll come to your house. They will check the vitals over there. Okay, they will get you a saline or whatever they needed, if antibiotics or whatever the medicine, or any of the medicine, but not necessarily COVID. Okay, and if at all there is someone who has to go for oxygen, you can rent out a gas cylinder for 7,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees rental, and 2,000 rupees for the gas. So they will train the household people how to give they'll put the cannula and they will help them to.
This is for external oxygen supply.
Line as well as the oxygen supply.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then they can get themselves treated inside the house, and they can call the doctors and tell what is the present status. He will tell some new test, and then they can get the lab people coming in and checking. So as much as you avoid going out, and those are the things which is going on. So why I'm giving you this information is the situation is much different now. So I thought that if there is a window for me to leave Bombay and reach Bangalore, so why not now? And what happens is when you're trying to fly, it expects you to see where were you and what kind of zone you were in. So
Yeah.
Arrow app is the one which is very important. So the Bluetooth will be on your mobile, so you will know that whether you are safe or not. So when you enter the airport itself, you need to show your Arogya Setu app, and if you are safe, that is when they let you inside. There are sudden debates in terms of you need Arogya Setu or not, but that is a different. I don't know what is the plan B for that. So the reason I plan to scoot from Bombay is saying that my building was safe. There were no cases. My opposite building and my neighboring building had cases, and they contain that area and they seal it. The moment we would have any case in our building, which is 100 houses in that building, then my house will become a containment zone, and
then you can't fly.
My Arogya Setu app will show that I am at risk. And the moment that is there, then I can't fly. Then I don't know how long I'm going to be in Mumbai. So
okay.
I just
so use the opportunity you have right now to make the plan.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is a chance to make it. So I just made it to Bangalore. My house is something like around 30 kilometers from where I'm staying in the hotel. So close, so far.
Yeah, exactly. But tell me, since you both, Riz and Kinney, have 7 days quarantine, and you're at good hotels, right? You're in Taj Yeshwantpur, Riz, and you're at the Leela, Kinney. What is your experience of the facilities? Is there any staff? Do you all get food on time? Kinney, you just got served, right? What's the process like for food?
So they have, so it's a bargained package which government has done. So once you arrive in the airport, you have an option of going to a budget hotel, a 3-star and a 5-star. So it's your choice, as in what is it going to be. So the cost for a single occupancy, it comes to all inclusive with taxes, and the food is around 4,500 or 4,900 rupees per day, right?
Is it the same for you, Riz?
It's 4,100 for me. So that's
okay.
All inclusive, including your the taxes and the meals. This is vegetarian meals, and it's pretty much a no frills hotel, or any of the hotel that we have quarantine and passengers is all no frills, which means there are certain guidelines. Once a week, housekeeping comes in to clean up. You got to throw your own trash out, but everything is provided. Food is left at the doorstep. I just got my lunch served. So there's a guy who comes in a wearing a PPE suit, leaves your food packed food like this on the table outside. You just pick it up, They also provide you with a garbage trash bag. Once you're done with it, put it in there and leave it out.
And is
Absolutely,
the quality satisfactory? Are you
it is.
all
It is.
both okay?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Though I am a hardcore non-vegetarian, I'm very happy with the vegetarian that's provided. They also provide non-vegetarian. I think you pay 200 rupees more and you can have out of the a la carte menu. But it's really good. And also the precautions they have taken. Nobody can be at the lobby for more than about 2 minutes.
Hmm.
You got to go up, be quarantined in your room. They have a medical facility on each, I think, on one of the floors, third floor for Taj Yashwantpur.
So have
So
you both been tested yet? What has been the blood test process? What is in the pipe for you for the 7 days? And why is it 7 days from the earlier decided 14 days when we knew that the gestation period was going to be 14 days, right? Have you both been tested, first of all?
No, first thing is I'm having a pasta just to brighter side of what is this quarantine all about. The morning breakfast is a quintessential idli vade, Bangalore. And the lunch what I just got is a Kerala paratha with paneer, this thing, yummy. And we know why Riz is liking it because Riz has been eating God knows what over there.
He's been eating Manila food for
uh,
the longest time.
yeah.
So veg is like a gourmet food for him. So today. So and then you get a nice rice, dal, and some sweets to go along with it. Pasta, just in case if you're very continental or whatever. So the food is just about great, I would say. We should not complain. I had to do my own dishes. I had to do my own washing for 2 months.
So it's not different than staying in your own house.
So now it is much better that someone is cooking and sending
Somebody's
food.
cooking at least. Yeah, that's a big relief. Somebody's cooking and somebody's cooking good food.
And one of the learnings out of staying alone and staying on self-dependent is that you appreciate every small help anybody does to you. Yeah.
That is great to hear.
Absolutely. I don't think I'm going to ever crib about uh, food anybody cooks or that I get because what I've eaten, cooking myself for the last 2 months, almost over 70 days now, I'll go with anything.
All right. So getting back to the blood test reports,
Yeah,
Kinney, you're on day 1 and Riz, you're on day 2, right, of the quarantine.
yeah, that's right.
So have you been tested, Riz? Let's start with you first.
I have not. I have not. So what they've done at the airport, so again, great facility at the airport, at the Bangalore International Airport, is maintaining social distancing, taking your records. There are a few forms and declarations you need to fill up. So they check my pulse, they check my the thermal testing was done, and temperature, and they take records of that. But apart from that, no. I just checked with the hotel. I said it's day 2. What's happening with our COVID testing? It takes about 2.5 to 3 days to get the results. There should be flow-wise testing done today, is what the hotel has informed me. Right. There'll be another testing that'll be done on the between 5th to the 7th day.
Okay.
Uh,
Both are the COVID tests.
both are the COVID tests. If you're negative on both, and there should be daily checkups, all symptoms are you're clear of all symptoms. Uh, Depending on the doctor, he would then be allowed to leave, and then you get quarantined at home for another 7 days. So that's the whole idea. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of WhatsApp forwards that's floating about. 14 days, 7 days, you can get, you can bribe your way through out of it and stuff like. I heard all of that, and don't do that. Don't bribe your way out of it because you're going back to your family. So get yourself confirmed that you're negative, right? At least for their sake.
Mm.
Uh, Two, I think she was about 7 months pregnant, a lady passenger with the same flight. She was right behind me. They ensured that she stays in the hotel and gets quarantined for at least 2 days before she turns out negative. Right?
Okay.
They didn't let her go as well, which I think is fair from a protocol standpoint because she needs to be safe and she's carrying a
That's
child.
good. There's some classification in terms of
Yes,
passenger needs.
yeah, right. That is. So the earlier circular was, and it's very dynamic. It keeps changing. It was that pregnant women, elderly will be straight allowed to go home. That is not the case. So you
Hmm.
have to get yourself tested. Uh, you're clear, then you go home. But the rest obviously
Okay.
stay back up to 7 days for another test.
Okay. All right. And Kinney, for you, since it's a local Bangalore transfer, do you need to further quarantine after the test? And is it the same for you, day 1 and day 5 and 7 blood tests?
Yeah. So the same process over there in the airport. You get your temperature, you get your oxygen saturation tested, and then you head towards the hotel. And the hotel has their own assessment, which they try to find out. And today morning, I got a call. The BBMP people were here. They had got their officials asking basic questions. Where are you coming from? Do you have any ailments? Are you in medication? Do you have any signs of any cough, cold, fever, or whatever? So we need to answer those things. And I asked them what is the next step and all. They said by today evening we'll have someone coming for the swab test. So they will do the swab test, and post this swab test, I think that is instant report. I assuming, and then after the fifth day they will have a blood test coming in. So
And after that, do you still self quarantine at home, or are you okay to
was
go
there
out?
a seal over here on my hand, and it clearly mentions it is up to 2nd uh, June 2020.
That's 7 days, right?
Yeah, 7 days, that's it. How much is for you written over there? Is there a date over there, Riz? Riz, do you have a date on your quarantine?
Sorry, I just switched on to my mobile as well. No, I don't have a date on my quarantine, and this one, sorry, the left hand. It just says, uh, proud to protect Karnataka facility quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to you is once you finish the 7 days, you get negative reports, you still have to go to Mangalore. So you need to further quarantine for 7 days, right?
Right. So that's what they've said. They've said that you self quarantine yourself for another 7 days, whether you're going to be in Bangalore, going to travel out. Now, considering it's interstate travel, I plan to drive down or take a cab, and I'm going to quarantine myself for a lot more than 7 days, really, just for because I'm going to be with my little son and my wife and parent. But I'm going to take enough precaution even for 7 days. I'm going to ensure that I'm negative twice at least, and wait on for about 7 to 10 days before I travel out.
Okay, that's good. Do you guys have options to self-test also, or do you have to rely on government testing and clearance only?
Yeah, you can. In India, what you can do is if you are flying and you don't want to do this 7 days of quarantine, you can get yourself tested, and your test should be active for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying today, okay? You should have taken 2 days back the test, right? And then once you land in Bangalore, this is specifically Karnataka I am talking to you, because Karnataka has made certain states as a red zone, like Tamil Nadu, MP, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Um, these are the ones which is on top of my mind. So any passengers who are coming inside Karnataka, they need to go for this quarantine. Rest of them are good. I think they can pass and they can go to their respective houses and do self-quarantine. But for these people who are coming over here and who have to be stuck inside a hotel, instead of that, I think they can get their 2 days validate ICMR approved lab testing. You can get it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, and health workers also don't need to go on isolation or self quarantine because they have the business to do. So these are the exemptions which is available. If your question was, can you get yourself tested? Yes. How do we get it tested? You need to have a doctor's prescription to go to any of those private labs to get yourself tested. There should be clear
Okay.
and compelling reason why you want to get tested. It's
Okay.
not
All
like
right.
I'm just feeling like, let me get myself tested without any symptoms and all, because that is just going to put the load on the labs.
Right, of course. And secondly, because you guys have been through such a long, massive journey and it's only day 1 and day 2 of quarantine, you're still in high spirits and very cheerful. So I plan to do this conversation briefly for the next 7 days to keep a tab on how you feel through the progressive days. The last question I have to ask you is, okay, was it all worth it? Because I know one of you is domestic. Kini and international. Riz, you have a compelling reason because you have a newborn son who you saw at 2 weeks last, and now you
Right.
are. I know every effort must be worth wanting to see your little baby again. So let me hear from you first. Was all of this worth, and how long do you plan to remain before you go back? Because there has to be some period of time before everything settles down, before you are ready to bring yourself to go through this entire process again, right? And then I will go to Kini in terms of, is it worth it? How long do you plan to stay in Bangalore, and what's next?
Right.
So Kini, Riz, first to you.
Right. So, firstly, I gave it a lot of thought. I said, should I go? Should I not go? Is it worth all it? Then I said, I'm going to be working for at least another 2 or 3 months from home in Manila. I'd rather go to India, spend time with my family and work from there. I last saw my son when he was 2 weeks old. I've been seeing him growing on video calls, and I didn't want to do that. I'm never going to get that time back again. So I said, yes, 100%. It's 100% worth it. Though I haven't met them as yet, I hope to do so in the next week or 10 days. But I'm sure it's going to all be worth it. And all of this will be just an experience which I'll probably recall in many years from now. So at least this is being recorded, and then at least that will be there, because I forget some bit of it in years to come.
That's awesome.
Riz, I think you should have a much better what do you call endurance for all these things, because you have seen 2 debacles while you're in Philippines, right?
Right. So
what was that? How many earthquakes, volcanoes, and what disasters did you have to miss?
So last 7 months is something that I haven't seen in the last 40 plus years of my life. One is having a newborn 7 months back. I immediately moved to the Philippines. I've had 2 typhoons, a few earthquakes, Irmas included, a volcano eruption, a pandemic, and most recently an evacuation flight. And within that, a flight getting cancelled as well. So yeah, lots happened, but it's still all worth it.
Oh my God, you should write a book after this is over, Riz. Your 40th year has been nothing short of turbulence.
Yeah.
And Kini, what is it worth it for you?
Don't know yet. As long as my family members want me back, since acting really good, then I don't know how to do it. So the thing is, how welcomed I am is what is the question. So, but I am putting my best, actually, to be very honest.
Do you plan to stay in Bangalore for a while?
Again, that's the question. How long my family would like to have me in them. Though I don't have a compelling reason to go back to Mumbai, because I don't think so offices are going to open. The reason is my offices are shared offices. So I think the corporate will take decision whether we are safe enough to go to a shared office kind of where they have a very little control in terms of managing, because there are many other offices running in the same building. So I don't know when they are going to actually announce. So it's about how long I would like to stick around, and if Mumbai is all fine, neat and clean, I'm not 100%, but then certainly I'll go back.
Okay. All right. Good to talk to you guys. I wish you that you stay safe. Don't get extremely bored. At least there's light at the end of this tunnel, right? You know that in 7 days you're going to see your loved ones and you're going to go to family. So let's talk again tomorrow and keep a check on how your tempo is and how your motivational factors are. And for those of you who don't know, I'm still in Singapore and all these questions are very relevant to me. Should I want to take a flight back to come see my family back in Bangalore? So this is as much first-hand knowledge for me as for everybody else. Any last words, Kini and Riz?
Yeah. Stay positive and COVID negative.
Oh.
That's a good one. All right. Thanks for talking to me. Talk to you all tomorrow again. Bye.
Right. Take care.